guys, so today's video is about Jeff Wittek and David Dobrik and the whole load of people. So Jeff Wittek recently talked about getting another surgery for his eye. If you guys don't know, for some reason, been living under a rock or something. Jeff Wittek obviously had an accident because David Dobrik was trying to do an excavator video on his vlog channel, and he swung Jeff Wittek around very, very fast, and Jeff ended up smacking the side of the excavator and damaging his eye. That he's had to have now multiple surgeries for, which David said that he would cover, but then he was making it very difficult for Jeff to get that money back from David. So technically Jeff has been covering this stuff himself, and it's put him in a lot of very uncomfortable situations. So he's currently suing David for over $10 million. And since really this lawsuit, David really stopped posting on YouTube and stopped his podcast as well that he had with Jason Nash called The Views. Like I said, went into another surgery to try and fix the issues that he still has with his vision in that eye. I believe he's seeing like double sometimes, and he just has a lot of vision issues with that eye. So he's gone into another surgery, which I don't even know how many he's had at this point. It just sounds like hell, honestly. And he posted on Instagram kind of updates about it, saying that he's gotten out of surgery, that it went well, like everything's going well, he's on painkillers. And Todd at the same time posted on his spam account, and Todd is obviously one of David's friends, soon after saying, "We don't give a F." And that picture was with David Dobrik and Zayn. People started, commenting, popping off, being like, "How dare you? Like, you're so callous." My glasses are dirty again. So there's comments popping off, basically being like, just going to Jeff's defense, being like, "You guys are so callous, like you don't care about what you've done to him and what he's going through now. You've completely cut him out of your life, and now that you're getting sued, you're like bitter about it, like clearly David is running this operation and making people be very mean to Jeff and making them pick between David and Jeff, which has been proven. I'm going to talk about that in a minute. Clean glasses, come back on, because I need to read my notes. I can't read. Also, subscribe to the bell icon for engagement. I didn't mention at the beginning of the video, but it's really important. If I remind you guys, maybe you'll do it and it'll push me in the algorithm. I don't know. Todd's getting a lot of hate comments, and apparently he's deleting them because people are seeing these comments like disappear as they're coming up. And Todd then responds on his spam account saying that it wasn't about Jeff, and like people are taking it oh so seriously, and that he isn't deleting comments, but like it's not about Jeff. And people are once again popping off, being like, "Hey, we literally saw the comments disappear. Like, what are you talking about?" So it starts spreading, and people are tagging Jeff in the post, being like, "Hey Jeff, have you seen this? Like, they're clearly shading you, like, And he eventually saw it and posted on Snapchat that they did this for attention, and it's what they really think about him. He said, they tried to act like they were these good people that cared about my well-being and my health and, my surgeries until it wasn't convenient for them anymore because I was calling them out. And now they've shown their true colors, and I agree completely. And he said that he also will address the whole story at a later date. Like, there is so much more to this and why they're acting like this and why it's so despicable, which he has mentioned in the past, that he believes this whole thing was like pre-planned, and that David meant to like scare him maybe for a prank or something, but it just went completely wrong. Like, this wasn't a completely innocent accident the way David has meant to like show it as. David said that he was just going to slowly swing Jeff around, that it sped up, yada yada, but Jeff believes that this was like more planned than David made it sound like, which is crazy. Like, if that's true, then David is evil, honestly. Out of all the friends, Todd, Zayn, and Jonah really have distanced themselves from Jeff, and it seems like it's at the pressure of David Dobrik to stay in the vlog squad. There is a situation now that kind of links to this Todd situation. So Todd posted this on his spam account, clearly being very upset about Jeff and probably getting a lot of hate for the situation. Now, Tana Mojo recently talked about on Jeff's podcast about how she went to an event where a lot of vlog squad members would come up to her, and one in particular, and basically saying how much he misses Jeff and wishes he could be friends with him, but obviously because of David, he has to pick sides and he's not allowed to be friends with Jeff and David at the same time. And she said I think you're like a child. Like, why are you letting a grown man tell you who you can and can't be friends with?
I had 38 conversations at that event about you, about our podcast, about how much I love you. Do you know I spent probably 20 minutes with each person in his group, explaining to them the relationship I have with you and how much I love you. And it's crazy too, because I had crazy conversations with a lot of his group where they're like, "I miss Jeff so much and I love Jeff so much." Oh my God, I might be airing too much out, but
no,
I'm not going to hit him up.
I talk about that. I just said on here that
I can't hit him up, and I'd be like, "Why the can't you hit him up? If you miss Jeff, hit him up. You're a grown person."
Bad PR.
I'm Team Tanner.
Yeah,
right
but
now.
I just don't move like that.
I'm saying not for me, for them or me. It's for him. It's bad PR.
Yeah, but I'm just saying I don't respect anyone who can't love the people they love without being ashamed. I think that's so out of pocket. I don't care what I do or who's given me clout or who's done whatever for me. If I love someone, I love them. I'm going to love it, and that's how I love you. So it just made me have I guess, less respect for some people, which maybe I shouldn't say on the podcast.
So she says this on this podcast, she basically tells this whole story, and then she goes to the Babylon premiere, which is a movie. That person goes off on her and basically was like, don't ever talk about me on the podcast again, like, you know, just very much going off. And she was like, this is so childish, like these people are so childish, and they're clearly being led by David Dobrik because they don't have their own careers. They're not very known for anything. They're known for being David Dobrik's friends.
I walk into this event and I got pressed by a grown man
Yeah.
for things I said on I'm pissed. The things that I said on your last podcast about certain people's actions, I was accosted for last night. Is that the right word?
What's that word mean?
Coming at my neck like, there's two sides to every story. You don't know what it is.
Yeah,
Blah, blah,
what's
blah.
the other side?
I literally said the other side. Suck a and die. Like, what the actual made me so mad. And the thing is the I said on your podcast, A, is true, and B, was a very vague statement. It could have been about a girl. It could have been about anyone. Like, this person took it upon themselves to feel attacked. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, on the podcast you said people miss me from the old crew. That's
Yeah, I said that certain people will say that they miss you and then not act like it. And I've never understood adults who can't, you know, move with adult behavior. If you miss someone,
Was
you care
that
about
person
them.
one of the people?
Yes.
Oh, so they did say that? And
They
then
did say that,
They got mad
100%
that
fact.
you aired it out?
Yeah, but I never said their name. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, no one knew it was them. They just felt
Now
like,
that's odd that you can't say that you miss a person. Something fishy's going on.
oh, 100%. And it was like, I'm sorry I had his back.
And Jeff was the one that was able to pave his own path. He had his, you know, barbershop, and he was able to kind of make his own way through the internet without David. And the rest of them really struggling. Like, Jason lost his podcast with David, and now he's doing, you know, whatever he's doing. The only thing that's really working for him is the roasts, but that's because it includes the whole Vlog Squad cast, and people go there to kind of get the tea and the drama. But like, these people are not really doing well without David, so they've really just picked like, okay, do we go with Jeff? He's not going to give us like a spot on his podcast. We're just going to go with David and like suck up to him, and like maybe he'll give us a career. That's my opinion. I also find it very endearing how Tana Mojo and Jeff's friendship has blossomed. She did fly out to Utah to film the podcast with him over there because that's where his surgery was, and then take care of him post-surgery, and they've posted a lot of TikToks about it, which I find really funny.
Okay, Jeff, say hi.
Hey. Hi.
Okay, go back.
Make sure you get the right eye.
I can see which one has the problem.
Okay.
Open it. Just kidding.
Just try to get it in the crack.
Don't you fucking dare.
Oh. Perfect. Wow, that feels good. Play the Euphoria song.
Play the Euphoria song.
I think them two together are so funny, and it's just been nice seeing their friendship progress. My battery died. I had to promptly take a breather to change my battery pack. I think Jeff is a very good friend for Tana to help her become a better person and a better friend. She's been always known to be a really good friend, and it's because he doesn't mind calling her out, but she also takes his advice and call outs on board because she actually cares about him. So I think it's a nice combination of him calling her out and her taking it on board. Like when she went to David's pizza restaurant opening and she took a picture with him, and that obviously was David's way of rubbing it in Jeff's face that like, hey, I've still got your friends, like all of them are still on my side because I'm the one with clout. Jeff called her out and told her like, hey, that made me feel really crap, like why would you do that? And she apologized, she did her thing, and since then she's been very loyal to Jeff, and I really think it's because he calls her out and she really cares about him, and I think that's made her a better person overall. Now David Dobrik also posted on Snapchat that he's in his Views podcast recording studio. Like, why would he post that if he didn't have a purpose? Like, is he going back to podcasting now other than just doing his YouTube channel? And then would that still be with Jason Nash? Like, is he going to give Jason the opportunity to have a job? Anyway, let me know what you guys think about all of this. Like, you know, what do you think about David, Jeff, Tana, everyone? I would love to hear your opinions. Subscribe to the bell icon for engagement, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye guys.